Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Bros 1975.
This is Lotus 3, the ultimate challenge on the Atari ST, released by Gremlin Graphics, or at this point just Gremlin I should say, in 1992 on the Amiga and the Atari ST. No 8-bit versions this time. Now, in case you're wondering why I jumped from Lotus III Turbo Challenge straight to number 3 without playing the second one, it's because on my Super Console X, when I try and fire up the second game, it just goes straight to the Atari ST desktop. But that's fine, because we're going to play this, because you would hope that this is the, well, it's the third and final entry in the franchise, but the most nailed down one, if you will. Music's not terrible. It's just not Amiga. I have played this on the Amiga, and again, unless I do a side-by-side comparison, it'll be very difficult for me to tell if, you know, this is smoother, that is smoother. I'm assuming that, I want to say that the Amiga was written from the ground up and not a port of the ST, but I just can't tell with these things. So let's get into it. I can't remember if my brother had this one, but yeah. So it's got a far more polished front end, such as this screen here. In case you wonder why the music seems to go a bit squiffy, that's nothing to do with this game. It's because I will be editing the loading times out, because they are brutal as tits in this. Anyway, once again, it's 1 or 2 simultaneous player. Unlike the first game, if you're just playing it by yourself, aka Billy No Mates, then it's full screen. I don't know why they went that route with the first game, or didn't go that route with the first game I should say. So anyway, player 1, that's me, we can do 2 player. Gears are set to manual as default, not a chance. Accelerate is set to button as default, we're going to go with that. Control is, right, it won't let me change it. I was wondering if we could go for a keyboard. Players, I'm assuming that's because you can connect it to another computer, and then of course we're going to go with the first course game. So what's that, time or cup? Let's go with cup and then start, which to me is just alien, because why don't you put that at the bottom of the screen? I know, small kind of nitpick there, but hey, what can I say? This got great reviews as far as I can tell back in the day on both the Amiga and the Atari ST, so let's jump into this. Trust me, you're not seeing it, but they are brutal ass loading times. I mean, I know it's a disc-based system back in the day, but yeah, they're pretty chunky loading times. Anyway, so select a car. I'm assuming that's Esprit Turbo M200. Never heard of it. It looks like a really compact Lotus Elan. You get all your information beneath it and guff to the right of it. Steering wheel's on the correct side of the car, and by that I mean it's on the right side of the car. I like the little rotating sprite going on there. Right, as in I just press right. Esprit Turbo SE. Oh, look at that. It's boss. Tell me that's not one of the greatest looking cars you've ever seen of all time. Right, and then to the right of that we have an Elan. We have an Elan SE. So that to me looks, well, a little bit different, but yeah, you're thinking that's really short and wedge-like and quite possibly quite square. No, that's what Elans look like, seriously, and they warped in the sun. And all their fiberglass went crappy in the sun, because that's what happens to fiberglass. Right, so yeah. Oh look, it's like a racing prototype, I guess, because look how it hasn't got a windscreen. Well, it has got a windscreen, but you know what I mean, yeah. So I'm going to go with the Lotus Elan, because, yeah, why not? Fire. Right, so I do like this, the inclusion of this. Remember when car stereos were like literally slot-in ones, and you used to have to take them out or pull the front off to stop people nicking them, whereas now they're just built into the centre dash of the car. I mean, I've got a Mark II Mini, and that CD player is just butt ugly with what they've tried to do with it. I like these old school ones like this. Anyway, so we're going to go with this, because this would be, is that heated window at the top to the right of select? Anyway, yeah, this would be the in-game sound, because the music, Oh, it wouldn't let me select it. It's not terrible. Well, you're going to find out now because we're stuck on music, but it's just not as good as the Amiga. Yep, we've got music. Right, so of course, I don't even know. Is that even a word? Apparently so. Not a word I've ever heard of. 8.750 kilometers, because I'm English, over 3 stages. Is this going to be more difficult than time trial? I don't know. Against the clock? Let's find out. Not gonna lie, took so long there, I thought it'd crash. Dust bunnies! Right, so no sound effects. I don't know why you can't have both. It just takes me out when you don't have sound effects, particularly when you hit other cars in this, but... Right, full screen. Yeah, need sound effects. It's not engaging. But, look how many cars are on the road. And it's smooth as butter. I thought they were advertising a windsock there on the right. I mean, for what it's... Ooh. I was going to say, with the roadside objects, for what it's doing, you know, fake software scaling, or fake hardware scaling via software, very smooth. The undulation is fantastic. The draw distance does look like it's kind of chopped off a bit. You've got to play these games and not think about the track going in reverse, because once you do that, you can't unsee it with your eyes and it fucks your brain up. Or at least me. They may be boxy, short, stumpy and square, but from this view, my car looks tasty and delicious. Right, brake is reverse. I'm 5th, top left. I don't know what that is. Engine heat, turbo heat. Top right is what? Distance? I've never played Cup. I mean, I've only played this a few times on the Amiga, and when I did play it on the Amiga, it was all about just the basic modes, you know, jump straight in, whatever was the default, that's what I went with. This to me, off the top of my head, looks exactly the same as the Amiga. But I could be wrong, by all means, correct me. Yoink! I don't want to brake. I want to see if I can drive without braking. I want to live that dream, people. Drive without braking. Fortunately, if you're Welsh right now, you're never going to live that dream again. Harsh, dude. Oh, dude, sorry, there's more than one person who lives in Wales. Wales, harsh. 20-mile-an-hour limits in every rural parts of the country. Because that's not going to tank the economy and tourism, is it? Anyway, sorry, back to Lotus. I don't have to brake. Yoink. Oh, the 90s. Cars were much more fun in the 90s. Were they reliable? No. Were they well designed in the sense that aerodynamics because they weren't designed on a computer? No. But they certainly had more charm, character, and stuff like that. Hence, you know, the Lotuses. And stuff like, you know, Ford with their Cozzies and shit. Everything's designed in the computer now and it's got no soul. Right. I'll tell you what else has got no soul. The music in this game. Harsh, but fair. Right, so top right, I'm assuming is my lap. I'm 4th? How am I 4th? Or was that laps? No, I'm 5th. Who overtook me? Low fuel. How do I think we'll be going back to time trial. How do I couldn't work this out in the first bloody game, to be fair. Right, what's that mean? Hey! There was no pit then. So I do like the dust bunnies. I didn't really have to worry about low fuel itch. You know what I mean. Right, first, player 1. Okay. But wasn't it 4th? 5th? I don't know. Ayrton, send up. See Harry Bootson. Harry Bootson's back for the party then. Good to know. Well played, Harry Bootson. Right. Thank God! See, that is genius. Such a nice touch to... Oh, I was going to go there. To let me, you know, go... Actually, the music in this game is a bit pants. It's not working for me. I want to go back to sound effects. So, Bosch. Okay, course. I no idea what that is. Level 1, race 2 of 7, 4 laps of 3.22 kilometers. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to edit. Jesus. Right. Oh, we're in a tunnel. Hold me, I'm scared. So I'm first. So was that? Well, it wasn't qualification. Okay, that's cool. It's night time. It's mixing it up. I like that. See, off the top of my head, my brain does think that the Amiga was smoother. But then having said that, like I did in the first game, unless I do a side-by-side comparison, I can't honestly tell. And also my face has started itching, because of course it has. This is what I remember about Lotus, playing it on the Brothers ST back in the day, was like this, you know, the draw distance being deliberately short to, you know, simulate darkness. And also when you had, like, was it snow? Was there? I'm pretty sure there was snow in this game. Tunnel effects, they're nice. Yeah. This is basically the pinnacle, isn't it, of, well, third-person racing games on the ST and Amiga. Inside your car would be Stunt Car Racer. Maybe I should play that on the ST. I mean, there's Chase HQ again, as I said prior to this, but that's a different sort of game, isn't it? I mean, we're talking just out-and-out racers here. And 4. That tunnel effect is, I'd go as far to say, lush. Oh, that's right. I use all the words from the 90s. Seems appropriate for some reason. Yoink. Now, if I could add music, even though it's not particularly great, and sound effects, so I know when I've, you know, twatted someone, then that would be brilliant. I'm sure someone can tell me down below that. Oh, you do it by doing this, Dave. And I don't know what this is, so that's... Oh! Farty noises, rumble straight. Tunnel effects are great. I mean, how many tunnels are there in this place, though? Are we basically driving to the centre of the earth? Look at that, the undulations. Solid as you like. Oh, more rumble straight. Right. So what is it? What are the red things beneath 01? I mean, I could have looked all this up, but where would the fun be in that? So if I've got checkpoints, my brain's starting to think, was the first level qualification there? I don't know. Right. Looks like the city is landing on the road. Whoosh. Get some of that life. The Gremlin logo, in case you've forgotten to make the game. This is damn impressive. I'm still impressed by it. Well, I mean, I'm impressed by all retro games because my brain has that mindset. But yeah, this is impressive. Right. I don't know how to refuel. I'm scared. Hold me. Shies and balls. Right. Checkpoint. This is going to end in tears. Which one is my... That's the fuel then, beneath the number 1. Right, so that's checkpoint. How do I refuel? By all means, tell me down below. I mean, I had this problem in the first game. I should have probably looked that up, shouldn't I? I see what it does. It goes down and then it goes across. Again, top right hand corner of the screen. The fuel tank in this car must be a fucking thimble. Take dainty little sips. You're made of fiberglass as well. You weigh the same as my hand. You should be like economical as a Prius. But we can drive you without feeling fucking shame or smug. Oosh. And other noises from the 90s. I don't know why I said that. Oh, we're almost out. We're almost out. It's building the tension. It's building the tension. Oh, look at this. We're out. But... So how the fuck do you refuel? I honestly don't know. Lotus 3, the final challenge on the Atari ST. From what I can tell off the top of my head, it's pretty much exactly the same as the Amiga, but with pants-er, not terrible, but pants-er music, and obviously I don't know how to refuel. Anyway, it's always a love to watch things, especially if you played this back in the day. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Takes so bloody long just to tell me that.